Hi friends, welcome to the Gilded Loop. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a C2C square. There are a lot of benefits of having this C2C square versus a C2C full crochet blanket. Some of the benefits are that you can make designs in your square that you're able to match up with other squares and make fun patterns with them. So see, you can do something like that. You can also do something like that. You can really let your creativity run wild. There's lots of different pattern designs that you can do. Like this would turn out to be a diamond. This would just be like stripes going up vertically up the blanket. So there's a lot of different benefits of making a square as opposed to a full C2C blanket. I struggled with C2C, the thought process of it in the very beginning, before really getting into them, and I absolutely love them now. I was really scared of the C2C initially because I thought that they were really hard. And that's the misconception, because they look really cool and hard, and they have wonderful texture. If you can kind of see some of the texture in the pattern. This is a wonderful Premier Puzzle yarn, so it's nice and thick. But just the texturized nature of this makes it a little bit more cushy. So if you're looking for something just a little bit on the thicker side, a little cushy, C2C is a wonderful way to go. Plus, they just look incredible. They look hard, and they always impress. So let's go ahead and get started on how to make this C2C. What you're going to need is you're going to need your yarn. So this is Premier Puzzle. This is the shimmer, and this is a 5 bulky weight yarn. They recommend a 6mm hook. However, I like mine to be a little bit more cushier. So I go with a 6.5mm. This is a USK hook. So you'll also need a needle to sew in your ends when you're all done, and just a pair of scissors. So let's go ahead and get started. The colors that I'm using, if you're interested, this is Premier Puzzle Shimmer, and this is in the color Jacks. They sell this exact same color without the shimmer too, so if you're not a fan of the sparkly shimmer, you can get it in a regular shade, same color, just no silver strand woven in. Then for the stripes here, I have Premier Puzzle Solids, and this is charcoal. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to go ahead and take our yarn, and we're going to make a slip knot. I make my slip knots a little bit more complicated than other people, but same result. You can make yours however you were taught. Okay, and then we're going to start by chaining 6. Once I get to 3, I just put my finger on there on the 3rd chain, and you'll see why in a minute. 4, 5, 6. So I have my chain of 6. Okay. Now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go back into that 3rd chain from your hook, which is why I put my finger on it a minute ago. And you're just you're double crocheting So all you need to be able to do this is essentially to know how to double crochet and chain. It is so simple. If you haven't ever done one before, it's going to be your new favorite thing. All right, so I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to find the next chain and the first chain. So I'm going to be making 3 double crochets starting from that third one that we just did. So we did the first. This is second. I'm going back into that first chain that we started. And I'm I'm double crocheting into that. And I'm only crocheting into the top loop. So what you're going to have here is it's going to look like 4 double crochets. You're going to have 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then this chain 3 space here. This is going to end up being the gap that you're going to be crocheting a lot else into in a minute. It'll all make sense. So again, that's our first. We're going to do 6 more chains to make our second block. 2, 3, put my finger on 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, go back into that third, do a double through 2 loops there, through 2 loops here. So I have my 3 chains, first double, yarn over, go back into this next one here, double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet into this first chain. Okay, so now we have the same thing. We have 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space here. So we have 2. I might look at that and say, well, how do those go together? In the beginning, now you don't have to do this throughout the whole thing, but in the beginning, what you're going to do is you're going to flip over this first one, just like this, okay? Now, remember how we had that chain 3 space, and I said we're going to be working something else into it? This is when we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go in here and pull through. So we're just going to slip right into that, okay? So this is the first cluster that I made. This is the second cluster. And I just slipped into this first one. So not single crochet, not double crochet, just a slip right into it. Now at this stage, so I've done my first and I've done my second. I am inside the square right now, so I'm not on the outer edge. When I'm inside the square, I just need to chain 3, not 6. How do you know if you're on your inside versus your outside? If you're on the inside, you're going to be able to go into this chain space here. If you're on the outside, you're not going to have one of those to work into. So then that's when you're going to need to chain 6. This will all make more sense within a few more stitches. So again, we just chained 3. We're going to yarn over and we're going to double crochet into this open space right here 3 times. And then that's going to form this cluster. So second double, third double. Okay. Now we have first cluster, second cluster, and third cluster. Okay. Now, right here, this is my chain 3 space that I came up with. So I don't have a chain 3 space to work into right here. I just have that last double. So that means that I need to increase. So anytime I'm increasing is when I am chaining 6. If I don't need to be increasing another row, then I don't need to chain 6. I only need to chain 3. So right here, we're going to do chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, put my finger on the third, 4, 5, 6. So 6 chains. I'm going to go into that third one that I put my finger on, and I'm going to double crochet. Okay, now we're forming another cluster. So we're going to go into the next chain, double, and then into that first chain. We'll double. Okay. Now I don't have anything to work into over here, which means I need to flip my work so I can slip into this chain space. So slip right in. Okay. So now I'm on the inside. It's much easier to tell I'm on the inside right now, so I don't need to be increasing right here. So I'm just going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then I have my open space to work into right here. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do those 3. 1, 2, just get this out of the way, 3. Okay. I have my open area here, the chain 3 space from this cluster that I can work into. So I'm going to go ahead and slip into that. Okay. And then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. There's my chain 3. And I'm going to work 3 more double crochets into this open space here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Now you can kind of see the rows forming a little bit better, and you'll be able to understand increases and decreases here. So this first cluster is your first row. These 2 are your second row. These 3 are your third row. Okay, so now we need to make a 4th row, which means that we need to increase. So we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3. Just put my finger on that third. 4, 5, 6. Yarn over. I'm going to go back into this third chain where I had put my finger, and I'll make my double crochet. Yarn over into this next chain, double crochet, and then into this first chain, double crochet. Okay. Now, because I'm starting a new row, remember I'm going to flip my work so I can slip into this open chain space here. Boom. Okay. So now I'm going to chain 3, 2, 3, and double crochet into this open space. It should all start to really come together, and you're going to start to see how easy this is to get through row by row. Okay. Now I'm going to slip, chain 3, 3 doubles into this open loop, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to connect these 2, so slip it right on through, chain 3, and then here's my open space here. I'm going to do 3 doubles into that space, 2, 3. All right, so as you can see, we just finished our 4th row. Row 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4. Now the pattern that I'm using that has the 2 stripes in it, this pattern, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and then I do 2 rows of the solid color, and then I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle, 2, and 4. So let's continue with that pattern. You don't have to do this exact pattern. This is just what I'm working on, and hopefully it will help show you also how easy it is to change colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snip my tail. I need one that's super long because I'm just going to weave it in later. I just need enough length that I can weave. Okay. Now, what you're going to do, I'm going to undo this just so I have, just in case you didn't know what I did, I just unfurled just one little loop that I had, just that finished loop. I'm going to put my hook back on those two, okay? And then I'm going to pull in my other color. I'm not going to make a knot or anything. It's not really necessary, but I'm just going to pull this on through. And then my strand here, I'll just tighten that up, tuck this end behind, and then I'm just going to go right into, I'm making another increase row, so I'm going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, put my finger on the third, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now I'm going to come back in and do a double crochet. I got a little knot there, but I'll be able to tell. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just going to pull this back through, tighten this up a little bit. All right, so I've got my cluster. I have my chain 3, my 3 double crochets. And I need to flip the work, so I can go ahead and slip right into this. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 3 because I'm on the inside now. I'm just going to work this row. So chain 3, 3 double crochets into this open space here. Oops. 2 and 3. Okay, so I got my second cluster of the row. I'm going to go ahead and attach here with a slip and go 1, 2, 3 chains, 3 doubles into this open space here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, go ahead and attach 1, 2, 3, and 3 doubles. 1, 2, and then the third. Okay, and slip into that space, chain 3, 2, 3, 3 doubles into the open space again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now I need 2 rows of the solid color, and you can do this in any color, so you don't have to use these colors. So I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3. Put my finger on that. 4, 5, 6. Come back into that third one that my finger's on. Do my double into that. And I've got my 2 others here. I'm going to do doubles into the next. And a double into this first chain. All right, I'm going to turn my work. Slip into this open space. 1, 2, 3. Doubles of 3 into that open space. And this is a repeat. So once you kind of get these, you get the hang of these rows, you're sticking to that repeat. You're not changing anything up. So Makes it real easy. 1, 2, 3, and 3 doubles. 2 and 3. Okay, I'm going to find this open space again. Slip into that. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. And 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, slip, chain 3, and 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Last one of this row here, slip into that, chain 3, and 1 double, 2, and 3. You now finish your first stripe. So for this pattern, again, we had 4 rows down here. If you have a hard time counting rows, you can count squares on the side. So you can count 1 cluster, 2 cluster, 3 cluster, 4 cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4. That tells you have 4 rows. 1, 2, and 1, 2. So counting the sides is an easy way for you to differentiate as well. I'm going to go ahead and snip this yarn. And we're going to switch back to the Jack's color. Okay. Again, to switch colors, I'm just going to unfurl one. Put my hook through these 2. I'm just pulling the yarn in. I don't need to tie a knot or anything like that. Put this behind. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. This is the 3rd chain. We're going to do our double. Another double into the 2nd chain. And then a double into that 1st. Okay, flip our work. And we're going to go ahead and just attach here. 3. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead, we're on this row now, so go ahead and make till you have 4 here. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Then you have your 2. I want you to be able to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you need 4 more rows, and then we're going to start our decrease, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we have made it 4 more rows here. So we have our first 4, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters on this side. So we know we've got our 4 rows. So this is where we're going to start our decrease. We've finished with our increases. Now, to get started on the decrease, what we're going to do is on this side that we just finished, you are going to slip through the existing hooks here, loops here, sorry. So first, second, and then the 3rd will be into this open space. So you should be doing 3, 2, and then one into that open space here. Okay, that third one that you just did to that open space, get you attached to that cluster. So you'll chain 3. Once we know that we've finished our increases, there will be no more chain 6s. Everything will be a chain 3 from now on. Okay, so chain 3, and do our 3 doubles. 2 and 3. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and attach here. And let's do 3. And our 3 doubles into this open space that we have here. Now you can kind of see how the decrease is forming. So we have this, here's our corner. It's visible now, okay? Now that we're starting this row, so the rows were up to here, now this row starts right here, okay? So let's go ahead and go through this row. 1, 2, 3, and our 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Attach here, chain 3, do our 3 doubles, 2, 3, slip, chain 3, 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3. Okay, slip to attach, 1, 2, 3, chain, doubles into the open space here, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and finish this next cluster here. And we will do another decrease once we get to this other side, and I'll show you that again. Almost there. Attach, chain 3, 3 doubles, 2, and 3. Attach, chain 3, 3 doubles into the open space here. 1, 2, and 3. And attach, chain 3. Do our 3 doubles here. Nope, I lied. We're not doing that. So you can catch yourself trying to do another one here on this corner like I was about to. But that's not what we're doing, because remember we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to decrease. But now we're forming our second decrease row. So it's going to look a little bit different. So let's just recap here. So this is our last cluster on this row. We need to attach it. So we're going to slip into this. I'm going to turn the work. Okay. Now we are going to do our 2 slips here. 1. Okay. 2. And then we're going to go into this available open space here. And then that's going to start our next row. So we're going to chain 3, 2, 3, do our 3 doubles into our open space. 1, 2, and 3. attach this next one and just kind of work down our row. Kind of see that corner really forming here. And we're not that far from our, we're going to change our colors again. So we'll go ahead and just kind of power on through the next 2 rows or so here. So just going to be going a little bit faster here. Feel free to work along. But you can see how the C2C looks awesome. Looks very impressive, but certainly not a difficult stitch to master. And my favorite thing is I look for simple patterns. I don't like stitches that are uber complicated or that you really have to focus and count like crazy. I want to be able to do something where it's mindless. Once you kind of get accustomed to it and, you know, you get to know that stitch, you could watch TV, you could sit out on your patio, you could be waiting in a waiting room to go to see the doctor or something like that. Oops. You know, hold a conversation with a friend that came over while you're doing that. You've got a meeting, a virtual meeting or something where you don't have to be on camera. Something just mindless that you can just do. That's what I like. And if you watch my channel, you will see a lot more of just the easy stuff. I like easy, but I like it to look impressive. I don't like anything that's going to take an incredibly long time. I like things that I can get done fairly quickly and that I don't have to memorize 14 rows. All right, so it just came to my end. And I'm going to go ahead and slip into 2 and then into my open area. Oops. That needed to be a slip. Okay. We're going to chain 3. If you haven't done so already, now's an excellent time to follow the channel. I do post content every single Friday, and if I have an extra project going on, have a little bit of extra time, I do occasionally try to post additional content throughout the week. But by following my channel, you can ensure that you'll at least have 1 video a week for sure from me, and maybe even more in the future. But Fridays are my posting day. I work in a call center, and I work Monday through Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are my days. And I have 2 kids that are at daycare on Fridays. So I get a lot done on Fridays. 1, 2, 3. I do design some of my own patterns. And then if I find a pattern that I just love that someone else designed, I won't shy away from doing it and just show you. Of course, I always give credit to the designer if I know them or if I know who it is. But I do like to design some of my own patterns as well. Not very good at writing patterns. Conceptually awesome, and I can execute, but not that great at writing them. But I just did that wrong. But I would be more than happy to film to show you. All right, so this is our 4th row. So we're gonna do our slip stitch 1 and 2. All right, let's look at this again. You've got what from this gray or charcoal, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then still counting this corner piece, 1, 2, 3, 4. That tells you that you've done it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. Let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's perfect. Just the way in my mind that I know that I've done enough for this square is I can count 4 here, and then if I'm still counting this corner piece, I can count 4 here. So it makes it really easy. 4 down here, then my 2, and I count 4, and I count 4. So there's lots of 4s. 4s, a grouping of 4, a grouping of 4. And that's how I know I'm ready to get to my next. So I'm going to undo that last slip that I did so I can pull in the charcoal. All right, so what I'm going to do, tuck that tail behind, go ahead and slip into all of that. And 1, 2, and 3. And then my doubles, my 3 doubles. 1, 2. And don't worry, we're going to be sewing in our tails. So everyone's favorite job, right? Sewing in tails. I literally have a granny square Afghan sitting behind me right now that has been completed for a little while, but it had so many color changes. I still have to sew in a lot of the tails. So I know anyone who has done granny squares or lots of color changes, I guarantee you have something sitting in your closet that you still have to sew in those tails. And you just start another project. Maybe it's just me. All right. I'll get to it eventually. I just get so excited about new projects. Sometimes I have to remember not to let the old ones go. One, 2, 3. Third double crochet, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, a chain, my 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 3 doubles, slip stitch, turn, do my 2 slip stitches here. Oh, I dropped the yarn. 1, and when I do these slip stitches on the corner, I do bring in both loops here, just to make the corners a little bit neater. And then into my open space. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to just finish this second row of the charcoal. 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 1 double, 2 and 3. Slip stitch, chain 3, double, and double. We're nearing the end here soon. Slip, chain 3. This one's fighting me to come out of the ball. 1, 2, 3. Slip, turn, do my decrease here. 1, 2, into my open space. Oh, no, I'm not going to go in the open space because I'm changing colors. So, snip my yarn, give myself a little tail to work with. And then we're on to the color change. This will be the last change for this square. Oop. And 1, 2. Wow, I just pulled that right out. 2 and 3. And do our doubles. I just love these colors, this grays, and you got whites and taupey colors. 1, 2, 3. It's a nice neutral palette. And anything that has glitter in it brings me joy. So that's why I'm working with the shimmer yarn. Some of my projects are slated for other people. This one is not. It is slated for me. You'll notice with following my channel that I love the neutrals and cool tones and things of that nature. I do love some fall colors, but I'm just not a big fan of bright in-your-face colors. Oh, the yarn didn't like that. 3. Yeah, they just don't match with my decor. Doesn't mean I don't do. Oh, see, I made that mistake. So you'll do that sometimes. You'll make a cluster and you can tell you went one too far and just pull it back. Okay. Do my 2 slips. 1, 2. And I'll go in my open space. 1, 2, 3. We're decreasing, so we're almost to the end of this square. 1, 2. I do make a lot of blankets, afghans, throws. I do some other things. I do cardigans and sweaters. I love a hexie cardigan. I have made bags before. My latest craze has been pot holders. I think that's just because they're quick and easy, and I can say, oh, I finished something. Slip, slip, open space, do our slip into that. We're almost there. It's almost looking like a finished product. Chain 3. I have not made shawls yet. I've done scarves and stuff. Not made shawls. It is on my to-do list though. I got some cool yarn that I want to try with it. And I got some hand-dyed yarn. Okay. Do our 2 slips. Now we have just 1 square left. One, 2, 3. Double, 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 and slip. And now it's just about done. We're just going to do our final decrease slips here. 1, 2, and then we want to go into that open space for 1 last slip. Okay, here. What we're going to do is we're going to clip this off. And then I'm going to just take this and pull through. It's going to create like a little slip knot here and just pull that tight. And boom. All I have to do is weave in these ends. I wanted to also measure this so you can get an idea of how big the square ends up being. So it looks like we've got just about 11 inches. So yeah, they're about 11 by 11, 11-inch squares. Again, that's with the 5 bulky weight. I have done this with a worsted weight, and I want to say that they came out to be about 9-inch squares with the worsted weight, close to that. So you get about 11 out of a bulky 5, and depending on your hook size, between 8 and 9 on a worsted weight. So if you're trying to figure out your pattern, but again, my pattern here is going to be that. So you can really see it forming and coming together. I knew I had another. Let me tuck away these ends. But you can kind of see what I'm going for when these are put together. Let's really tuck that away. Now that looks amazing. Look at that. So nice. Okay, so I will just show you one quick tip with weaving in your ends. So again, get your needle. These bulky weight ones are sometimes a little tricky to get in there. I just twist it a little bit extra so it tightens it up a little bit. Squeeze that down. I can pull that through. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and weave it back through. I like to make sure I break a fiber or two as I'm weaving through. And then what you're going to do is, so you have where you attach that here, that little tunnel. You're going to come down through here, and you're going to make sure that you come through one additional, see how I came through a little bit of the gray there, but I broke it in half. I cut through the middle of one of those grays. I want to make sure to loop this back over the other side of this gray. We're going to come right back through this tunnel here to the other side. Okay, and then that makes it nice and snug. I really don't even need to go any further, but I will. So once I'm on this side, I see I'm coming out right here. I'm going to go ahead and come back around another one. Then I can come back through my little tunnel here. Now I've gone through that twice, and I've made sure to loop it around, one on this side and on this side. That's all you need. Clip it. It's not coming apart. That's solid. That is not going anywhere. I've done that for a long time. Wash them, dry them, all that. She's staying solid. Again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel, watching this video. I hope you learned how to do a C2C square today. And be sure to tune in again. Remember, I post new content every Friday. And be sure to like, share, comment, and engage with the page. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.